Everyone loves a tank, but nobody wants to play one. After all, why take on the most responsibility if you can't boast the shiniest numbers? I don't want to be punched, I want to get kills. Okay, you should play Garrosh. Garrosh is one of the best tanks to be in a fight. He's a menace right from level 1. Then you add on the anti-heal, extra slows, bonus durability, improved self-heals, and some lockdown. It becomes abundantly clear why he's the war chief. The thing about war chiefs, though, is without warriors, they're just loud dudes. Garrosh needs his horde as much as the horde needs Garrosh. If no one is around to capitalize on his throws, he might as well be tossing salad. Half the challenge in playing Gary is rallying a warband. 1 or 2 players following you, helping you kill things. Don't be afraid to yell at your team until they do what you want. People respond well to insults. You're the war chief. Act like it. I'm only half joking. Really, once you feed your team 1 or 2 kills, they should be following you around like hungry puppies. Come get your treat. As for the rest of you dogs, if you have Garrosh on your team, shut up and follow up on his picks. He's the captain now. To be useful, Garrosh players need to be active on the battlefield, rotating for ganks and invading enemy territory. Follow your war chief. It doesn't matter if you think he's wrong. Stop thinking. The horde doesn't think. The horde follows its war chief. I can't stress enough how important it is to support Garrosh because he's actually pretty pathetic on his own. His wave clear is awful, his camp clear is sad, and he'll only beat you in the solo lane if you let him. Remember, he died in a 1v1. And you, Garrosh player, if you wander off thinking you need to soak a lane, stop it! No, bad! Farming minions is important, yes, but your job as Garrosh is to extract experience from the other players. If no one's following you around, you find someone who's stuck in their lane, and you stay with them. Orky Boy has an outsized effect on whatever lane he's in as long as he's not alone. You might not even need to do anything. His mere presence alone is enough to create space. And sometimes, your food delivers itself. I don't know what it is about this guy that breaks people's brains. Anyway, Groundbreaker is a short conical skill shot that stuns enemy heroes hit with its tip. Once the stun fades, the targets are slowed by 40% for 2 seconds. While it can be used to disrupt enemies, like Garrosh, it's fairly meh on its own, and it's best paired with Wrecking Ball. This ability is what makes Garrosh so scary. Wrecking Ball selects the nearest possible throwable target, and, when used, launches them to wherever Garrosh has targeted. Within range, of course. Where's the war chief?
Oh, there he is.
The furthest throwable distance lines up perfectly with Groundbreaker's stun. So, ideally, a Garrosh player will throw their enemies and immediately follow up with a Groundbreaker, presenting an easy kill to his allies. Do keep in mind the targeting can be finicky. Keep an eye on this icon. It shows what will be thrown when you push E. Into the Fray is nearly the same ability as Wrecking Ball, but for your friends. Throw allies into danger. Throw allies out of danger. Throw out the trash. Thrown allies are unstoppable and gain 20 armor, making this skill both a fantastic initiator and support tool. Bloodthirst is Garrosh's main source of self-sustain. Dealing moderate damage, this ability will heal Garrosh for 10% of his missing hit points. Double this when used on heroes. To get the most value out of Bloodthirst, it's best to use it when Garrosh is sitting below half his total life. No, I won't do the math. You need to balance the potential healing of this skill with how much you're willing to risk death by being at low hit points. Thankfully, Garrosh is hard to kill. Armor Up increases his effective hit points by granting him 1% damage reduction for each 2% of health he's missing, making him tankier than he seems. Clever use of Bloodthirst can vastly extend the War Chief's time in battle. Warlord's Challenge, arguably, is Garrosh's hardest crowd control ability, silencing nearby heroes and forcing them to auto-attack Garrosh for 2 seconds. It's possible to tag an entire team with this, and gives opponents another reason to stay away from the big angry orc. Sticking with the theme of making life around him difficult, Decimate is a large, circular slow centered around Garrosh. The ability has 3 charges, and each hero hit will reduce its cooldown by 1 second. The cooldown reduction, plus its low mana cost, lets Garrosh spam this ability, either for damage or to catch his enemies, setting them up for a Wrecking Ball. Garrosh is a tank that thrives in the heat of battle. Outside of teamfights, he's a bit of dead weight, but when he's in his element, there are few tanks that can match his level of durability and disruption. His ability to isolate and punish confident heroes makes him a threat that cannot be ignored. He has plenty of meaningful talent choices that increase his already impressive fighting capabilities through debuffs, self-buffs, and cooldown reductions. Played well, the War Chief can cow his enemies into submission with an aura of fear and death. Where's the War Chief? There he is!